The earth began to shake violently. Everything was collapsing, and the sky tore apart with a scream that shook the very cosmos. From within the dust and flames, a terrifying being took form. One body containing the souls of all the rulers of destruction. In space, the friends watched in shock, shielded by the mysterious entity's aura, while ranks of angels surrounded the area to prevent any interference and tighten the guard until Goku was eliminated. Amidst the blazing inferno, Goku stood firm, his eyes glowing amidst the flames, his expression calm, as if he already knew the final fate. In space, Pan was crying bitterly as she watched Earth turn to ash, while Gohan struggled to stay composed, his trembling voice saying, "Dad, he'll restore everything. I'm sure of it." Krillin lifted his head and said with a sorrowful steadiness, "Goku, we've waited for this moment. He'll do what he always does." On Earth, clouds of smoke rose, and the fires blazed once again, revealing the terrifying creature, the final result of the fusion of all the kings of destruction. Goku stood amidst the flames, gazing at him in absolute calm. He thought to himself, "So, he's reached his perfect form." The creature's footsteps were heavy, each one extinguishing the fire beneath. Golden inscriptions appeared across its body, glowing with immense power, and a confident, mocking smile formed on its face. It approached until it stood face to face with Goku. A deep silence fell. The winds stopped, and time itself froze. Among the ranks of angels, one of them thought to himself with a tone of challenge, "This is your end, Goku. This being will surpass all your limits, will finally fulfill our father's will." But Goku didn't look away and said firmly, "I gave you a chance to live, but you chose death. Your stubbornness will bring you nothing but regret." The creature laughed mockingly and said, "Ha ha ha ha! You're just a rebellious mortal. I was born from the combined power of the rulers, and now we shall control nature itself." Suddenly, it lunged forward at insane speed, throwing a devastating punch toward Goku's face. The ground exploded beneath them, but when the smoke cleared, Goku stood unmoved. He had caught the creature's fist calmly, then looked up at him and said, "Do you have anything else to add? I don't have time to waste on you." The creature smirked, then swung another punch with his other hand toward Goku. The moment of impact was like the end of the world, yet through the dust, Goku appeared unshaken, majestically holding both of his opponent's fists, stopping two colossal blows as if they were nothing. Cheers rose among the friends and they exchanged confident looks. But among the angels, some smiled quietly, as if they knew that everything happening now was part of their plan. Goku looked at the creature with confidence and mockery. "What are you trying to do? I told you my time is precious. If this is your strength, then you've truly disappointed me." The ruler laughed deeply and said, "I like your confidence, Goku, but what if I make this fight full of surprises?" Suddenly, it opened its mouth, releasing a massive wave of energy straight at Goku, blasting him backward with brutal force. Moments later, Goku reappeared, standing amidst the destruction, flames swirling all around him. He muttered calmly, "I didn't expect that move, but it's still nowhere near touching the limits of my true power." But the creature didn't stop. It rushed forward at lightning speed, unleashing a storm of punches. It seemed to strike the very air itself. Suddenly, the blows vanished completely, and the attacks curved behind Goku, causing a deafening explosion that shook space itself. A laugh filled with arrogance and madness echoed. "Ha ha 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 ha! Didn't I tell you, Goku? I control nature itself. My power doesn't rely on punches or energy. It's drawn from the very order of the cosmos itself." At that moment, Goku was on his knees amid the flames. He looked up steadily, then said in a low voice, "Boredom is really starting to set in. Let's try something better." In the blink of an eye, he vanished. No one saw him, not the friends, not even the angels. And suddenly he appeared right in front of the creature. He grabbed it by the mouth with force and said, "How deceitful you are. That mouth of yours needs some discipline. How about you count your teeth in front of your own eyes?" The enemy suddenly launched an attack from its eyes this time, but the trick failed. With a single punch so swift and silent, Goku struck his foe, sending the creature hurtling into the sky at incomprehensible speed until it vanished like a streak of light into the distant heavens. Goku raised his hand toward the sky, his deep voice echoing through the vastness of space. "I'll make your grave in the pitiless hell itself, where the flames that burned this planet will burn you too." An immense energy gathered, then unleashed a blast beyond imagination, colossal enough to pierce the atmosphere and engulf the creature in a massive fiery vortex. Everyone was stunned. Krillin was standing there, shocked. He launched him into the sun? Impossible! Gohan staring in disbelief. "Dad, what kind of power is this?" Silence filled the air. The angels stood motionless, their faces expressionless, though a few of them smiled faintly, as if everything was unfolding exactly as planned. Goku turned toward them, his tone filled with warning. "Seems you've forgotten that you're under my watch now." But among them stood a peculiar angel, holding his staff in an odd way, behaving differently from the rest. Goku glanced at him briefly, then ignored him, unaware that this strange being was the key to what was about to happen. One of the archangels smirked coldly and said, mockingly, "Prepare for the grand surprise, Goku. You thought you ended the battle early, didn't you?" Before Goku could say a word, the sunlight vanished instantly. The sky turned dark, as if it had been torn out of existence. Everyone was struck with shock. Then a massive blazing body fell from the heavens, crashing into the ground with a cosmic quake that shattered the surrounding space. When the dust cleared, the creature had returned, reborn as if anew. Goku stared at it with complete seriousness, his voice heavy with anger. Their fusion changed the very nature of his power. His behavior is off. He's hiding something. The creature spoke with a wicked grin. "Your end is near." The battlefield exploded with immense energy as both launched into a flurry of blows, their speed surpassing sight itself, light unable to keep up with them. The clash of punches made the void itself tremble. From afar, Krillin watched in awe. "My God, I haven't seen him fight like this since he returned from the void. This is the first time I've ever seen Goku like this." But Piccolo didn't share the excitement. He looked at the battle seriously and said, "I've got a bad feeling. Sure, Goku's many times stronger than that creature, but something's off. These angels, they're using the ruler as a clever weapon." Gohan stepped forward anxiously and asked, "What do you mean, Piccolo?" Piccolo replied, "What happened in the sun wasn't just a natural disturbance. It seems that creature converts every attack against him into power that feeds him. Every negative strike from Goku becomes a positive force in his favor." Worry spread across everyone's faces. Then, suddenly, a quiet but chilling voice echoed. "Enough with the chatter." They all turned around, and the air froze for a moment. The mysterious figure continued, "The real danger hasn't even begun. This isn't a battle, it's a game, and its end will unfold by my hand." Absolute silence fell. No one dared to respond. Everyone was stunned by the tone of his voice, his audacity, and the mystery surrounding his identity. Even Gohan muttered softly, "Who is that?" At that moment, The scene returned to the battlefield. Dust covered the place. Then Goku appeared, slowly falling to his knees, his face exhausted, his breathing heavy. Something about this creature I don't understand. His power is far weaker than mine, but my body, I feel my energy being drawn from me automatically. What is happening to me? He said, looking toward his opponent, who stood with absolute confidence and spoke assuredly. I will now show you how darkness binds its last light. Around him, vortices of energy formed into burning chains. The chains shot out at lightning speed, wrapping around Goku's arms and legs in an instant. His necklace fell, and his body slammed to the ground with force. Goku tried to move, but every time he tensed his muscles, the chains glowed and reddened even more, as if they were absorbing his strength. The creature drew closer to Goku, and the darkness thickened until it covered everything, as if this being fed on light. Goku whispered, tired and calm, I understand now. Your attacks weren't random. They were meant to plant your energy from the start. The creature stopped before him and slowly raised his hand toward him, intent on delivering the final blow. Meanwhile, deep inside the heavenly palace, a quiet stillness reigned. The priest sat, holding his cup, smiling softly, and said with a hint of mockery, Well, I didn't expect your end, Goku, to come at the hands of my children's invention. My creation was my last hope, but my mistake in releasing it early made it ignore me. Perhaps this is the price of haste. Its making was not yet complete. He paused a little, then looked upward with eyes gleaming craftily. Nevertheless, its existence won't be in vain. After you fall, Goku, I will have to fill the vacant posts and choose who will rule the new worlds that will be born from your ashes. On Earth, silence fell over everyone after Goku's energy was completely drained. His body still stood, but he was like a shadow that had lost its soul. His eyes turned completely black. His hair and clothes transformed into a deadly black, and even the sacred symbols of his transformation vanished into nothingness. He looked as if darkness itself had swallowed him. The opposing creature raised its hand, ready to deliver the final strike. The whole arena trembled with its power, but suddenly, a bright light exploded from the necklace that lay on the ground beside Goku. Pure, warm light flooded the place and blinded the creature for a moment. That light rose like a thread from the necklace and connected directly to Goku's forehead, at the spot of the symbol that had long been the secret of his power. In an instant, everything stilled. Goku entered a serene white illusionary world, as if time had stopped there. He opened his eyes slowly to see two beloved faces before him, Zeno's mother with her pure smile, and beside her his son Goten, waving lightly at him. Goku, astonished, said in a hoarse voice, Goten? Elise? Is this a dream? Zeno's mother smiled and spoke with a voice full of tenderness and strength at once. This is not a dream, Goku, but an echo of the light that did not die within you. She stepped toward him and said, You were mistaken, Goku. You thought power alone was enough. The light inside you was not created in a body nor in energy, but in consciousness. When you understand this, no one will ever be able to take it from you again. That necklace I gave you does not store your light. It reminds you of its source. And remember, light does not fight darkness to defeat it, but to remind it of what it has forgotten of itself. Goten took his father's hand and said with a gentle smile, Dad, we are always with you. Don't be afraid. You never truly lost. Just let go of the anger and remember who you protect. Zeno's mother stepped back, smiling. Goten is with me now, and I am taking care of him. So, you take care of the light and awaken it once more, and give darkness its fate.
At that next instant, Goku opened his eyes again, blackened tears streaming down his face. The ruler of darkness seethed with fury, ready to end it once and for all. But suddenly, The dormant spirit of Daft awoke, and the dark ruler staggered backward in terror, unable to withstand what stood before him. Goku began to blaze once more. His dimmed hair started to glow with radiant light, and his eyes ignited with a brilliance so intense that darkness itself seemed powerless before him. One of the friends whispered in awe, "I've never seen anything like this. Goku, his power, it's different." Vados, who had returned alongside her mysterious savior, murmured in astonishment, "His light, it's overwhelming everything. I never thought anyone could radiate such power." Nature itself began to restore its balance. Even the sun regained its brilliance and shone once again upon the world. And then, all at once, Goku let out a thundering roar, filled with resolve and command. The roar echoed through every corner, air, earth, and sky alike. The planet began to heal. Everything that had been swallowed by darkness was now bathed in blinding radiance. And there stood Goku, his body glowing, his eyes blazing with infinite confidence. In a calm but powerful tone, he declared, "No more darkness. Your game is over." The creature, one that resembled Vegeta, stood watching, his eyes gleaming with mystery, thinking to himself, "It's strange, this love for waiting, but with Goku, it's entertaining. I do enjoy surprises." On the reborn Earth, Goku began to walk with steady steps, every movement radiating majesty and strength. The creature before him looked shaken, his eyes widening as he whispered inwardly, How did he return with such presence, such power?" Suddenly, the creature lunged at Goku with a speed faster than sound, but in a single instant, Goku vanished from everyone's sight. Even the angels couldn't believe what they were witnessing. Then, gasps filled the air as everyone saw Goku standing above his enemy, as if he had mastered time itself. One of the angels murmured in disbelief, "His speed? Impossible. I've never seen anything like it in my life." The creature's rage exploded. His face burned with fury and disbelief. He tried to grab Goku, but Goku, wearing a confident smile and eyes blazing with determination, said, "Wherever darkness seeks control, there will always be light unconquered. You won't toy with me again." In an instant, faster than light, he raised his leg and unleashed a devastating kick to the creature's neck. The sound of the impact thundered through the heavens. The ground quaked beneath it. The being trembled and collapsed, utterly crushed beneath Goku's overwhelming presence and defiance of all natural law. A chilling silence fell. Goku lifted his head and said, "Seriously, now it's my turn to show you the difference between one who wields power and one who becomes light." In a blur beyond comprehension, Goku shot forward, grabbed the ruler's face with an iron grip, and hurled him across the field, leaving massive destruction in his wake. Even the angels stood stunned. One of them murmured in disbelief, "His speed? Impossible. I've never seen anything like it in my life." Goku's friends watched, with hearts caught between fear and awe. The ruler tried to strike back with another blow, but Goku stood unmoved, calm, and radiant. His opponent faltered, losing balance, and then came the iron fist once again, shattering the creature's arm with a crack that echoed like thunder. The monster fell to his knees, screaming in agony, while silence froze the entire world. Goku spoke with mocking calm. "You know, your punches are starting to tickle, but don't worry. This little play ends now." He drove his knee upward in a blow so fierce it shattered the ruler's jaw, then lifted him effortlessly like a piece of scrap and threw him to the ground. The ruler lay still, lifeless, the glowing runes on his skin fading into nothing. Goku's tone sharpened. "I never wanted this end for you, Champa. I saw in you a chance for redemption, for Vados' sake. But now, I'll do what must be done." He stepped forward steadily, reaching his hand toward the ruler's head, ready to end the game itself. But suddenly, the fallen ruler spoke weakly, defiant still. "If it's not the end for you, Goku, then let it be the end for someone else." In an instant, a beam of energy burst from the rubble, striking Vados directly. She fell to the ground, helpless and motionless. Every heart screamed in shock. Fury froze upon every face. Goku's eyes flared with light as he raised his energy to its absolute limit, unleashing a massive attack that consumed the villain in unimaginable force, carving a crater deep into the earth. All beings stood silent, watching the end of the battle unfold. Goku lifted his head and roared toward the angels. "Damn you, angels! When you chose to aid destruction with your own hands, your punishment was sealed. After your father, none of you can stand against me now." But then, lightning struck. A sudden attack, faster than thought, hit Goku directly, hurling him backward with violent force. Everyone froze in disbelief, especially his friends on the ground, as the mysterious stranger reappeared once more ready to change the course of the entire battle.
Goku stood stunned before the mysterious stranger. He raised his voice, trying to make sense of what had happened. "What is the meaning of this? Justify your actions!" The stranger smiled slowly and said, "You said, no one is on the level of your power, and the answer has come. I believe the time has come." Goku remained bewildered, unable to comprehend the stranger's strength or the scope of his plan. In the palace, the priest had smashed the cup in his hand in a fit of rage. His eyes burned and his face was grim. "My children's creation has been defeated. How long will Goku keep toying with me? I am tired of watching. I must intervene myself. My plan with my invention is ruined, and I will get rid of you now, Goku, with my own hands." The priest rose, a powerful halo surrounding him, and he stepped toward the palace gate, determined to intervene personally. Suddenly, a voice called to him, "O priest!" The priest turned quickly to find King Zeno standing with his guards. Zeno said, "You disturbed me while you were talking to yourself. Who is this Goku that you want to get rid of?" The priest smiled faintly, aware that Zeno did not remember Goku, but he decided to ignore it. Just an ordinary person, nothing to fuss about." Zeno felt something strange and asked in a low voice, "Okay, listen to me carefully. I had a dream in my sleep. A woman claimed she was my mother, saying she came for me. Do you have an interpretation, priest? You usually interpret my dreams." The priest became flustered. His expressions changed, and his mind raced to find an answer without revealing weakness before Zeno. On Earth, Vados was in pain from the attack mixed with the ruler's curse. The other stranger stood beside her, holding her in his arms, while her tears streamed without stopping. She said in a broken voice, "I never imagined my father would go this far, to destroy the entire order. I only wanted to protect Universe 7, to protect Goku. Everything I did was for you, and for Goku. He was carrying our mother's necklace. Please, protect him. Don't let anyone touch it. This necklace is not just a piece of metal. It is our soul, our past, our sacrifices, everything we were. Surely Goku met our mother in the Void Realm. He learned our past and everything about us. His existence is important to the Order. Defend him, even if my father is against you. Please, for my sake." Tears poured abundantly from this stranger, but they were not merely tears of sorrow. They were tears of determination. At that moment, a few meters away, Goku faced the first mysterious man with steady eyes, asking him why he had intervened. Suddenly, a group of angels stepped forward behind the stranger, believing his recent move had been on their side, that he had united with them against Goku. But something didn't feel right. One of them raised his voice and said, "Well, I did not expect this. It seems a surprise brought us here. Who is he?" Before he could finish, a massive explosion occurred unexpectedly, and the angel was obliterated in an instant. Nothing left but ash. The mysterious man was the cause. Goku was shocked. He fell silent for a moment, his eyes widening in astonishment, while the friends on the ground, on their planet, remade by Goku's light, were unable to comprehend what had happened, or to interpret the strange man's actions, which proved he was not truly on any side, neither Goku's nor his enemies. Goku shouted at him, "What did you do? Killing him was not the right choice. My intention was punishment." Then the stranger spoke in a calm voice, charged with power and resolve. "The time has come. You must understand that I have endured years of torment for your sake. I waited for this moment with persistence and passion. I reached a stage where I was able to blend 3 powers into my body. A strange flame ignited around him, a light unlike anything Goku had seen before. Then he said sharply, 'Don't worry about what I did a little while ago. I saw things you could not see. Now, listen to me well. It is time to write the history I have waited years. I want to defeat you now, Kakarot.'" Goku was startled when he called him by that name, but barely had he opened his mouth when another voice interrupted, a voice no one expected. It came from behind the crowd. "Why the hurry? It seems someone wants to join me in my aims." Everyone turned. The royal creature that the priest had created stepped forward with regal strides. In his arm was a small child, Vegeta's daughter, carried in his hands while she cried in fear. The assembly was stunned. No one understood how this entity, from amid the friends' gathering, had managed to snatch the child so quickly. Goku advanced, his voice a thunderous mix of anger and command. "Return her! Put the child down now!" The creature smiled coldly. "Don't worry, I will not harm her, unless you obstruct my path to my goal. I demand an immediate duel council with you, Goku." The mysterious stranger murmured to himself, "I remembered. The priest released his creation for me, but he programmed it for another purpose, perhaps to be a rule-changing tool." He stood beside the royal creature and held Bulla aloft for minutes. Then a strange calm swept over. Bulla stopped crying, as if something in the presence of this stranger gave her sudden reassurance. Shock still seethed, and before the moment of calm could fully settle, a violent rear explosion roared. A brilliant light split the sky, a scene no one could believe. It was the second mysterious figure, the one who had Vados die in his arms. He had unleashed his power upon Vados's death, and he seemed to have finally decided on the target that now lay clear before him. He said literally,
"I lived my whole life peacefully, keeping silent in the face of falsehood. It is time to wipe away this entire system."